working for Ultra, you talk to these people. The opportunity to even talk to DJs that you're fans of was surreal lah. But still, you know, you can end up being a fanboy lah. But you must maintain. Hi. Nice to meet you. Big fan.
But inside it's like,
Okay, welcome to another episode of Revelry Podcast, and today our special guest is Jeremy Bala. Make some noise, woo!
Hi.
Alright. Okay, so Jeremy has been a veteran in the scene for like so many years, 19 years to be exact.
Yeah, give and take.
So I think the most key moment, right, was when I first met him at UMF, and back then he was the ops manager. Yeah, at first I thought it was like logistics manager lah, but it's like kind of related.
It's I mean the word operations varies lah.
Logistics, music.
The whole setup. I mean artists not really, but you do can give you your input lah based on your music knowledge and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's about working with respective partners, and at that time was pioneer lah.
Yeah. So what drawn me to him, right, is when he spoke to me, right, and I'm like, this guy knows too much about music not to be an artist, right? this is not possible, okay? Yeah. So like, how was like the workload at Ultra Music Festival like?
I mean, it was very exciting. It was actually very fun.
Wait, how many years in a row? Like 2 years?
I was with them for Road to Ultra, which was the market tester.
Skrillex one?
Yeah, which is indoor Marina Bay Sands Convention Center, and during F1. So one night, one stage.
Yep.
I think we had Nicky Romero, Alesso, Skrillex, Mia.
Porter Robinson.
No. There's one guy that is an actor and became a DJ. I can't remember his name now.
Seungri, K-pop one.
No, American guy. Can't remember. And then we had Reef Republic lah, as a local. And then we put you guys outside in the lobby to generate the hype.
Yeah, welcome people inside the festival.
Yeah, that was the market tester, and then we move on to Ultra Music Festival, which is outdoor, which is the big grass patch
MBS
opposite the convention center. And that was the 2-day madhouse of an event. Yeah, that one was, the workload wise is insane. When you're looking at an event where you're getting 25,000 attendees.
Crazy, yeah.
How long did you guys plan this? Like, is it like 6 months or?
Yeah, so when Road to Ultra finished in September, we then went to Ultra Bali to unwind a bit, which was the subsequent week. Then of course talk to the Miami principals and everything. I mean, these are my bosses lah, to talk to my Miami principals, and then the next plan after testing, proof of concept lah, basically Road to Ultra, like, okay, this can work. So the next step is you go straight to the full festival lah, which is
Ultra Singapore.
3 stages, outdoor kind of thing lah. So it was big, it was daunting. I had to answer your question, probably 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah, it's really like a year-long affair.
We come back in October, already start discussing and start planning, and because there's a lot of things to line up, from confirming the venue to the artists to especially sponsorship and everything lah. Because you're building a festival from an empty plot of land, infrastructure and everything. Production and everything.
I think there's added challenge compared to like festivals like Zouk Out, because Zouk Out is at night and then they got like natural sea breeze, right? So it's like natural ventilation, right? Whereas UMF is in a city square and then there's a lot of buildings blocking. Yeah. So you generate a lot of heat, then people pass out and stuff. So how do you kind of mitigate?
I mean, if you look at Ultra Music Festival as a brand, it's always in the city. Other than Ultra Croatia, Ultra Beach Croatia, which is at the beach, which has split. Croatia, then they have the stadium. Korea is in the stadium, Japan is in the park, and of course Miami is right in the heart of the city at Biscayne Park lah. So it's always around the city, But yeah, the elements, of course, in Singapore, are unforgiving. Yeah, and yeah, it was hot, but it's the whole plan. I don't know whether this is still true, but majority of the Ultra Music Festivals that happen internationally, they always end at 11 or they always end at midnight.
Wow.
I think the only one that doesn't is Croatia at the stadium. That one goes on to like your 6 a.m., 4 a.m. kind of thing. And from what I know, this is obviously many years ago, from what I know, the reason is they return the entertainment and the business to the city that you're in. So the artist spins at Ultra Korea, let's say second set, third set, or whatever, last set. They also open up these artists to go and spin at respective clubs in Korea lah. Obviously, they have to pay a nominal fee and stuff like that. But that carries on the energy as official after party for Ultra Korea and stuff like that. So the industry also flourishes. It's not like, okay, we do until 4 a.m. and then we whack and we kill the entire country's business or the entire state. Or
Actually, wow, this one, see, programming on the next level. You see, that's why I always say that, you know, you need to program the DJ set throughout the night, right? So it maintains the whole entire night's vibe. Then people will stay all the way to the end, you know, rather than, headliner done, then boom, everybody
Yeah,
leave.
I mean, I think the reason I assume that the reason why they did that is Ultra in Miami started as just a small little party in a club during the Winter Music Conference, the MC, which was famous in Miami. That used to be, it's like a version of ADE lah. ADE is on steroids lah, you know, that one is mad lah, you know. So they had that lah. So then they grew and they grew and they grew and they grew and they grew. And they still remembered to give it back to the city. So when like Ultra Miami ends, there are a couple of DJs that will spin at the respective clubs in Miami.
And that's good for the DJ's career as well. It's everybody wins in this.
Yeah, so for that year that I was doing 2016, I think, the outside one, C'est la vie, was it C'est la vie at the time or Coup d'etat? I think it's C'est la vie at the time already. They took Jaws and Marshmello.
Holy shit, that's huge, man.
And somebody took, I don't remember, I can't remember in the years, sometimes it overlaps, but then somebody took Afrojack and stuff like that. So it just adds to the whole element of the festival lah.
Yeah.
It's actually a outreach program somewhat, because, you know, like, okay, when the Ultra Music Festival is done, then these DJs are actually representative of Ultra going to everywhere around that city. So it's like an outreach program in the city.
Yeah, and then I remember the year we went to look for official Ultra Singapore after parties. So one Altitude was one, or one Ultimate was one, Canvas at the time was one, and so on and so forth lah. And everybody that had the Ultra wristband could win free.
Perfect.
Yeah. But that is the premise of it, if I'm not wrong lah, because, and it makes sense to me that, and also because end of the day, if you're in the city, there's no way you can do the where Ultra Singapore was until 3-4 a.m. anyways. Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Understand.
So it just lets the energy carry on to the flow to the next, and then the next day, and things like that lah. But yeah, that was the whole thing.
You know, like like when you're planning this kind of event, right? How many people are we talking about when, you know, like, I think it's...
We were very small. We were a very small team. Because in reality, if you look from a business standpoint, like I just mentioned, maybe 8, 7, 9 months to plan, right? But you only have
2 days.
2 days to make it work. And you can plan as well as you can, but there's always some Murphy's Law will come and change things and cock up and things like that lah. You know, so you can't hire a team on a permanent basis for 9 months. On a salary, because it doesn't make business sense. You stay in your core team lah. You know, your sponsorships, your entertainment, your operations, and then you subcontract to respective companies to run certain aspects lah. You know, it could be a event company,
security department,
the
toilet,
events company, the cashiering, the operations of the bars, then obviously food vendors, and then everything lah. So
it alleviates a lot of the weight of your workload actually.
Yeah, because there's a lot of moving parts. And if you're a big company, like for example, let's say, you know, a big event company that does National Day Parade or F1, they have the facilities and the infrastructure and the manpower to plan. They can literally, in reality, they still need subcontractors and vendors, right? But it's not as much.
You also know the know-how, like all your B Cube, your show code, all this.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. You know, everything from the riggers to the production and everything like.
So essentially, Ultra is like getting a lot of people jobs. Like when Ultra happened, right? Wow, everybody got lobang.
It's the same for F1.
Yeah.
You look, and the reason why F1 is even growing even stronger than last year's F1, in my view, I wasn't really part of it, but looking at the scene, it was even bigger than the first F1 in 2000 something I can't remember when.
Yeah.
You know, the scale, the number of seats and grandstand, they had to build more now to fit. If I'm not wrong now, if you look online, I think the cheapest ticket now for F1 is 300 plus. Sold out. Majority is sold out. And this is sold out like months ago.
And one thing about ticketing, right? Is it the ticket cost is very high? Is it because predominantly it is the cost of the act, the cost to hire these people?
It's the same goes when right now a lot of people are saying, hey, a lot of things are expensive. Go to a restaurant, hey, why this price like that? Or you go to a cocktail bar, why a cocktail bar is price?
Next year GST 9%, bro.
Let's not go there, huh?
Tulan, everybody in the chat, Tulan.
But the reality is, because cost of goods are getting higher, rental is getting higher, manpower cost is getting higher. So unfortunately, the person that needs to borne it is the consumer.
Yeah.
You know?
And then import cost also. My sister was in XS Vegas, and then she went for a chain smoker show, $42 only.
But it's a numbers game.
Yeah, but then when come to Singapore, like, wow, so much more
You
expensive.
must remember it's a numbers game. And also, it's the fee
Yeah, to
of the
transport.
DJ. I mean, the natural way of calculation, if this DJ costs X amount of dollars, my capacity is this. I got 10 tables. You do the math and say, okay, cover charge has to be this amount. Table min spend must be this amount. If we hit these two, we cover the cost of the DJ, whatever.
But still got ops.
Then everything else is bonus. You do your calculations based on that. So
Right.
when you talk about festival,
Same thing.
there has to be a certain value attached to it.
Yes.
You know, I can't remember how much it was at that time.
Yeah.
Probably 200 plus for 2 days, I think.
Standard
Around
lah,
there,
quite standard.
Yeah, around there, give and take. Yeah, but it's about the whole experience. You know, and then you work backwards and say, how much should we charge drinks? How much should we charge this? You know, and then we try to establish a cost based on the cost of the goods itself. You know, like I think Andrew, AOS, Legacy, thinks of it in a way like, let's just fill up the place, make sure drinks are affordable, and just create that atmosphere that will just generate more spending.
Yeah, that's
But it makes sense.
It is a
Totally
more
makes sense.
mature
But that
thinking.
is where,
Yeah.
because of Andrew's experience and knowledge, he knows like, this is how it should be. You know, because of his experience of doing it. He does so many overseas gigs and stuff, and he can
Right.
see and he observes and see like, you need packs, you need crowd, you need, you know, So to entice them, price points are.
I realized for this music festivals thing, right? It's always at the end of the year, and there's like what, 3, 5 maybe, or at the
like
end
in
of the year.
December?
Yep. Then the thing is, you know,
like that everybody fight each other.
I was actually telling Pat, it's like this kind of things, right? You see, let's say as a normal, like let's say a student that want to go for a music festival, then now there's like 5 of them. I don't have money to go for 5 music festivals, but I want to go to you know, like, so the thing is everybody's like seeing which one is the one that's more worth it, or then everybody's fighting over. You know, like everybody's just fighting over those tickets that's more worth it than the others. So.
I mean, if you notice in Singapore, there's not a lot.
Maximum 3.
There is, but it's spread out quite evenly lah. Because we know our population is like that one. You hope for the regional people to come.
Yes.
But of course, Singapore is one of the more expensive places to travel.
Yeah.
That is the hindrance lah.
Book one hotel already cry already.
Correct. So when you talk about like in December why there's so many, it's because that is the way organizers manage their costs. 808, DWP, Zuckup. I think it's usually the same.
Combo booking.
So they
So
syndicate
the
each
flight
other.
share ends up, and you know, Zuckup's happening Saturday, Sunday. I think DWP, if I don't know whether they announced it, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's that Friday, Saturday.
Or maybe 1 week later.
Or maybe one later. 808 might be a week before. You know, and stuff like that. But you talk about Indonesia and you talk about Thailand. The population enough to fill up the festival already.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
And they can have cigarette sponsor all this weekend.
Yeah.
Of course, but but it's also the fact that their population can cover their ticket sales.
Yeah.
In
that's the thing.
Singapore, you might not be that way. And not forgetting how many Singaporeans go to 808 or how many Singaporeans go to DWP. They make it a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make it a holiday. You know,
I know
and
some of
stuff
them
like
that goes in every single one. They schedule it, yeah. Then they
Yeah, of
Every
course.
single
But
one.
because we coming from a country that our currency is strong,
Yeah.
and going to a festival in Singapore is Singapore lah. But if you go to Bangkok, you can go the festival, then you can go nice food, then you can go massage, you can go to cafes, you can go and chill out and shopping. It becomes a whole trip lah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I feel like Singapore losing out a bit lah.
But the reality is the infrastructure is going to be as such. It's the cost that happens.
yeah.
There are people from other countries that come to Singapore to party, of course, but
Not as much.
not as much lah.
Yeah, speaking about like leisure times, right? I remember back in the day, UMF days, right, where we are texting very frequently back then, and then you were like, "Hey, I'm at Ultra Miami now." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then he's like, "Look at how this canned drink just become unfizzy by itself." And then it was Charlotte DeWitt. Then she was like, "Boom, boom, boom," and then the bass was so strong. There was nothing but bass, right? Because techno. Back then, techno was like, we don't really know much about techno because like 2016, the can just shake, right, until it self no gas. Yeah, it's like so fucking violent. And then the Ultra Miami is literally on another level lah.
Yeah.
Compared to like any other Ultra, it's like the home base,
Yeah.
And their
It's,
speakers and everything.
I don't know. I can't remember how many stages they have, but I think they have 7.
Yeah, yeah, it's some crazy one, bro. It's like a lot.
Main
Yeah.
stage, resistance, live stage, and then of course they have the Cowcox tentage thing.
Resistance.
Resistance is the deep house, tech house, underground. I think there was one time they worked with, I can't remember the name of the people, but they did the whole spider, the mechanical spider.
Yeah, I
setup.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there when they did it, and I was there when they did that. But they at what, 150,000 a day?
Yeah. And
And
the
here's the interesting thing about
150,000 a day. What the
people.
fuck?
The interesting thing about Ultra Miami, which a lot of people don't know,
Yes.
it's a 18 age limit in Miami. But 21 is the legal drinking age in America.
Wow, how like that?
So there are different tax. Normal tax is, then they add one more tax if you're above 21. So you just spread out your whole demographic by how much already?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like,
If you say only 21 and above,
can drink.
you only can have, maybe you only end up 100,000 people.
Oh.
And now it opens up more to the other age groups.
Yeah, that means Singapore should do some underage party shit lah.
Family friendly party,
But it's
family
very hard
friendly
to, but
festival.
end of the day, it's very hard to control. The infrastructure must be there to make sure you have that.
Somehow US managed
But in reality, our Singapore drinking age is
18.
it's not.
Also, they're doing 18-21. We could potentially do 16-18. Then we tag differently.
Yeah,
but hard to manage.
If you think about it psychologically speaking or culturally speaking,
Aiya, why don't you?
is the 16-year-old ready to experience that? Because there's a lot of post
Yeah.
situations that can happen.
Yeah. Like you fall in a bush.
Yeah, that kind of thing lah. But that is where the crowd gets so mad. And yeah, but Ultra is. I never been to Tomorrowland.
Hey, same. I haven't
I
been.
haven't been.
Never.
A lot of my
Let's
friends.
show him, man.
A lot of my friends. a lot of my,
Was there?
Oh, this guy. Crazy, bro.
a group of my buddies are trying to plan for next year because next year is the 20th anniversary.
Oh, shit.
I think we need to
Yeah,
go.
it's gonna be huge, man.
Yeah.
If we see each other there, right?
I'm still on the fence of going because
Why?
I am not. I have to be really mentally prepared for that kind of experience.
Well, you
How
got
hard you wanna go? You wanna go like 2
No, it's
weekends?
not about hard. It's not about hard, but it's the music and the whole thing. And you know,
It's what,
Tomorrowland
2
is
weekend?
No, 1 weekend lah. But Tomorrowland is a monster of a place.
Yeah.
It
Must
is.
visit everywhere one.
And it is the biggest. It's
Yeah.
bigger than Ultra. It's bigger than Ultra.
It
But
is
Ultra
a
Miami,
city,
yeah,
right?
but Ultra is very technical.
Yes.
Production stage, you look at it, is very technical production stage. You know what I mean? It's not. Tomorrowland always has the whole storyline. It looks like a castle, or it looks like what, and the book and everything, which is a totally different atmosphere.
It's really
Yes.
the journey. Even your tickets, right? When you open it up,
Yeah.
it's like
Treasure chest.
Yeah,
correct.
treasure chest.
Yeah.
I saw Chandler opening up his ticket.
Correct, yes.
Then
Yeah.
I asked him like, so you're going there to?
And then got AR, I know you use your camera, and then there's some imaging and everything. It's next level. And
Yeah.
and they're sending it to how many people across the world. No?
And you can choose what's your experience. You want to be the atas one that you book hotel whatever, or you
Yes.
want the tentage one, the Brokeback Mountain one.
correct. You're right.
I mean, they package the combo deal lah, and then it also benefits the hotel and all that kind of thing.
I know it's a event that has been supported so much by the Belgium
Tourism Board.
There was one documentary long time ago. I don't know whether it's on YouTube or where I watched it. They talked about the organising of Tomorrowland and how many moving parts.
Oh, from the beginnings, only 3,000 packs all the way to now.
Yeah, and then to the
Yeah.
extent is I don't know whether they still do it now, but because of the risk tag or the amount of technology they have for cameras, the control center can even see how the traffic moves. They will say, okay, this area, everybody's going to this stage for so and so. Then they activate the security to do crowd control.
What the fuck?
But then that data also can end up saying, hey, why is everybody going to that small stage? Oh, because of this new up and coming DJ.
Oh, holy shit.
And Belgium even support. Water is free at Tomorrowland.
The what?
Water.
Oh.
And that's super good, especially in a music festival.
Water is free in Tomorrowland.
Can we do that in Singapore?
And Belgium do the piping. The Belgian tourism board do the piping.
Holy
to the area.
shit.
Do you know that the tickets as well, they pre-sale for their own countrymen
Yes.
first, like a month I think or so,
I think so,
before they open it internationally.
I think the enlarged effect is obviously Europe.
Yeah.
And the access to recreational things, it's more evident.
Yes.
And water is important.
Yes, correct.
You know.
Part of the mix.
Part of the
Yeah.
whole experience.
Yep.
But it's interesting. There's yoga, there's cafes, there's everything.
Yeah, the psychological effects of after taking all this recreational, right, is like you will start to experience things that you never do on your normal daily life basis. Then you start to do yoga, you start to feel zen, you start to feel happy.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
yeah, but that's the thing also.
Yeah.
With a festival that starts at, I can't remember, maybe 12 o'clock or something, or 12:30.
Yeah, very early.
That finishes 2-3 a.m. I think. I don't know about Tomorrowland, but
Yeah.
it's you. And there will be people who will do that, and there will be people that don't. But you look at the recent one that just passed. You see how many flags. There's a Netflix documentary about Tomorrowland, but it's about the fans.
About all fans.
The fans, like how the guy, this couple bought tickets, they can't really afford everything else.
Then they barter trade.
No, they hitchhike all the way from their country, which is still Europe, to Belgium for Tomorrowland.
Damn.
My friends were just there. They were telling one story. I can't remember is it them or somebody else. It's every age. It's every age of people going to Tomorrowland, and it's just it's like a pilgrimage lah.
Well,
It's really like a pilgrimage. You're going to a totally different, transported to a totally different land.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word, you know what I
that's
mean?
the selling
Forget
point.
all your troubles.
Yeah, that's another selling point of a lot of festivals. Like for example, Burning Man as well, as well, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
correct. And it's just
That one is they really barter trade whatever they.
yeah.
Speaking of transporting to another land, right, do you know Elro Festival?
No.
Wow, Elro Festival is this festival, right, where they just decor the shit out of that stage. It's like got floating balloons, got floating Steve Aoki heads or whatever, right? The whole place is just filled with decoration, so much decoration that you go in, right, you feel like you really like another land in it. And then do you think like clubs should kind of like go in that direction when, okay, it is like a Steve Aoki night, let's just decor the whole place, right, so that it makes it look different, rather than like, okay, I go Zouk today, then I go Zouk again. It's the same, you know, but if you decor, you know, every artist, it of course costs more money, but then, damn, the
Marquee
experience.
is already doing that for the resident DJs, right?
Yeah, starting.
They
Yeah,
did a very
yeah.
good job with, I think, Astrolab for Nash, right?
Yeah,
And then
Astrolab,
for Zippy, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the reality of, okay, let's talk about the monster of Marquee. Since they came in 2019, I think April.
Yeah, just before COVID,
Before, a few
they survived through COVID, then reopened back.
Yeah, it's huge. I don't know whether you all know. You know what was Marquee before? What was Marquee before it became Marquee?
The venue, some theatre or something, right?
Massacre Theatre.
Yeah.
So you know MBS Theatre. The Massacre Theatre is next to Marquee, right? And you all, you remember, if you go to the theatre, the size of the shape, it's exactly like it's.
Like that lah.
Yeah.
High ceiling.
So, and I mean, what they've done is okay, I think a lot of us, when we had the opportunity, we travel a lot, and we've been Vegas clubs. Some Vegas clubs are just as big like that. Some countries are just as big like that. Now you notice in Thailand, now there's club just as big as that.
Yeah.
Like Space Plus.
Dude, China, man.
Yeah, in China.
China make us look like shit. Yeah.
So, it's amazing. The
Yeah.
production level and the atmosphere. I remember when they first opened, and the time I was general manager of Bang Bang Lulu's. Every weekend was like a festival. Not a full lineup of DJs, but big. I went to their second day of opening it was ASAP Rocky and Afrojack.
In the same bloody night.
The same,
God
like,
damn it.
You know what I mean, not?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
In Singapore, you'll never
See this kind of thing, man.
here.
And they make it every week.
Unless it's a standalone festival at the convention center or something. Yeah, and they killed it lah. They killed it, and then bouncing back from COVID and what they've been doing now, and at the same time, bringing up the local guys like Fader, Nash, Zippy, Jay, because they cannot every day bring
Correct.
this one.
Correct.
They need their residents to carry on.
Correct.
And because of the fact that they bring all these big names, Fader, Nash, and all these guys can learn, but start learning and get inspired from the artists.
Yep.
You need always somebody to be inspired, and they listen to their set and they
Hey, can play this, huh?
correct.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is so hard to play music in Singapore because we are sometimes so commercial. You're scared.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not me lah, but DJs are scared. Like, hey, what if
Clear the crowd.
what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
But then when they see other artists do it, sometimes it only because the artist then it works.
Yeah, correct. Like San Holo play Rich Trigger.
Yeah.
Then
But
suddenly Singapore can accept.
yeah, but it's something like, oh, maybe I can try this and something.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
where the creativity happens, where
Correct.
every night doesn't sound the same.
Speaking of alternative sound, right, you told me something damn epic. You were at Ultra Miami after party. And then you see Alesso playing DJing 50 Cent and everything.
Oh no, that was Ultra Bali.
Ultra Bali.
The night before the party, we were at somebody's house.
Somebody's
Big villa in Bali.
Yep.
And it was like the opening dinner. So our Ultra Miami
Core team.
our Ultra Miami principals, the head of security for whatever, the organizer of Ultra Bali, and okay, to digress is when any Ultra that happens internationally, right? Any other organizer of other Ultras are openly invited to go.
Damn.
So
But
the
what?
Ultra
Flight
guy-
covered? For yourself,
It's by yourself.
I think accommodation is covered.
Okay lah, half lah.
Yeah, not tickets. I think accommodation is covered. If
Okay,
I'm
then.
not wrong, I'm not too sure. But yeah, you're welcome to go to any.
Yeah. Yep.
So usually at Bali, you'll see people from Ultra Japan come, Ultra Korea come.
Nearby
Sometimes
one,
you see sometimes you see the Ultra South Africa come.
The fuck?
Where do I sign up on this?
So
Bruh.
anyways, that was the dinner lah. So everybody get together to celebrate that Ultra's happening in Bali and stuff. And
Happened to
then-
have Skrillex, Alesso, all.
No, and then in this villa, the basement is like a club, small little club. So got DJ console and everything lah. And then anybody was DJing lah, whoever was there and stuff like that. And then Alesso didn't plan to DJ, but I don't know whose thumb drive he had. He was spinning hip hop.
And
It's one of the
he
rare
was
things,
videoing it. Then he sent me. Then I'm like, what the? This is I was looking like,
bro?
fucking this Alesso. What the shit?
That's 2016, man.
Yeah.
You need to post that thing, bro.
No, we weren't. That's the thing.
Oh, you're not
I mean,
allowed
I'm not
to-
saying not allowed lah, but it's kind of keep it privately.
Yeah, and also like kind of like mess up their branding. They
yeah.
built this EDM branding for so long.
Also, you
already.
must remember,
Yeah.
I don't think 2016 there was Insta Story.
Yeah lah. It's a story you send people.
Yeah, there's no Insta Story. There's still Snapchat lah, I think.
Maybe.
There's no Insta Story. Yeah, so but yeah, it's
But then that was lit, man.
it's a different kind of energy when I'm still very thankful for the opportunity to be working for such a big brand like Ultra. Number one, the experience is priceless.
Yes.
Number two, the knowledge and and what you get, and you talk to these people who are like the official
Top Gs, bro.
lah, the OGs, and the opportunity to even talk to DJs that you're fans of, that you look up to, that you love their music and stuff like that was surreal lah. It was quite surreal like I can't believe I get to talk to this person. I can't believe this person talked to me and asked me for, and stuff like that.
The best thing is, like you're chilling with them. It's not like it's a meet and greet. It's literally like,
Yeah,
bro.
and so you must always. So when they first started, when I first joined, I must always. And this was when I was in my 30s, no. But still, you can end up being a fanboy,
Yeah.
But you must maintain.
Maintain a bit. And the way they think is so like revolutionary
Maintain
also.
and be hi.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you. Big fan. Then you chill lah. Even
But
though
inside it's like,
What the fuck?
yeah, because if you realize when I was working at Ming and Royal Room and stuff, that was the era of EDM.
Need to see Nicky Romero up
Your
close.
Avicii, your everything, like Boomtown, your Swedish House Mafia. I was just talking to my friends about Swedish House Mafia, and last time when they used to release songs,
Like what? One. Don't you worry, child.
It's a website and such a huge thing, no? People waiting and the countdown and everything, no?
Yeah.
It was such a huge thing to release. Yeah. And that was Boomtown for
Crazy. Yeah.
But yeah, the opportunity to meet all these people was surreal. I will never forget it.
Speaking of overseas club culture and local club culture, right? You see that overseas they open club 7 days a week. Singapore is only 3 days a week. So, do you think why is there such a disparity? And if you can open 7 days a week, wouldn't the nightlife scene kind of benefit from it?
Yeah. But you have to remember one thing, that our population is this much. It is anonymous since the longest time. Like, you ask anybody, ladies' night when?
Wednesday.
See?
Now Marquee make it Thursday.
But now you can do whatever you want.
Now you can do whatever you want.
Just whether people will come.
Yes.
I just saw Insta story of there's one party happening now and One Attitude Coast. About maybe an hour ago.
Oh.
And it looks quite packed. And it's a Sunday night.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
But to answer your question, is the population.
Yeah.
Korea,
some people you cannot convince them. Yeah.
Hong Kong, Taiwan, you still have so much. Even Thailand, you still have so much tourists in town.
and the drinking culture as well is different.
Yeah. My friends are in Bali, and they were partying Friday, Saturday. Today, they still went to a beach club, and it's still happening.
Shit.
You get what I mean? Yeah, Sunday in Singapore, Tanjung Beach will be crowded, but only until 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because people in the head, I need to.
Tomorrow work already.
Yeah.
And Singapore is more work-centric rather than carefree. Like people in the Philippines or Thailand, a little bit more
But just
chill.
a numbers game.
Also numbers game
It's a
also.
numbers game.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game. So, and to answer your question, there are places in Singapore that open to 7 days a week. But it's a different kind of genre. It's a different kind of demographic, it's a different kind of branding.
Yeah, correct.
And it's not as if they're busy all the time also, but definitely busier.
Yes.
But it benefits a business that you're running 7 days a week.
Correct.
Because your revenue targets
Since you got a venue.
splits into 7 days.
Yeah.
Or actually in reality 30 days or 31 days a month.
Yeah.
When you talk about clubs, commercial, proper clubs, it's Thursday can try . In reality is Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Times 1 month is 12 days.
Because
And your cost of running is fixed.
Fix what? Monthly ma.
So if you divide by 12, you divide by how many, this is how much? It's very tricky.
Yeah.
Yes, you want to extend. You would like to try to see whether you can open on more days or earlier. But whether the country is ready for it is another thing.
Yeah, that's the problem. And US, right, they are more used to 8 o'clock start clubbing, then I end at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. Then tomorrow I still can go to work,
Yeah, but there's also clubs that people, but you must remember, one of the culture shock I had when I went to Miami was when we touched down and everything and got comfortable, and they said, okay, we're gonna, I was thinking about 4 something in the afternoon, touchdown. Then they were saying, okay, everybody just relax, then we will just meet for dinner. I said, okay, what time dinner? So, if I ask you what time dinner, what you say?
7 o'clock.
11.
10:30 p.m. bro.
Then what? 7 p.m. lunch.
Eat at 10:30 p.m.
Then when is your lunch?
I don't know. But they eat at 10:30 p.m. so that they will go to a certain restaurant, and the certain restaurant has already a vibe already.
Like got music and shit.
Music, lights. So the time I went was in This was Vegas, I think I can't remember. Vegas. Hakkasan. Dinner.
Oh, Hakkasan. Holy shit, how group Marquee.
Dinner at 10:30 p.m. But the vibe is there already that you're eating, but your vibe, you start drinking. Yeah.
How what the fuck?
Imagine you're eating like.
So imagine 10:30. It's not that loud, but it still has a sense of vibe that you are ready to party lah. So finish 12:30, just nice. You go to the club. You're ready to go already. And that's the most interesting part. In Singapore, standard 7 o'clock. Latest I give you 8:30 lah dinner.
Yeah.
Right, latest lah.
Yeah.
Drink, eat, finish about 10:30.
Yeah.
A little bit lubricated already, right? But you cannot go to club at 10:30, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that one is like smooth transition.
Yeah. You end up you go to a cocktail bar.
Yeah.
Or something else, or another bar.
Yeah.
Pre-drinking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then you drink, then you go to a place. There's 3 places already. Damn shack already, right?
Yeah.
They
And, how much,
attack
and to be honest, and we all know how expensive things are now. How much money you going to drop?
Last time I used to just drink outside, like Chuckie, right, the bridge there. That was sweet.
That's the best, bro. And I believe this is true, right? Because I had like dinner with Huey once or twice, which is like the Zouk group owner lah. Basically, right, when we were having dinner, right, we already start drinking shots and shit already. It's like, hey, let's toast to this. I'm like, huh? Really? I was telling him, huh, really? And he said, yeah. Then we just finished 1 bottle of like tequila. In dinner.
Well,
it's like norm.
Every single country has a culture. Like in the West, they pair their food with wine.
Oh yeah.
For Asians, mostly it's the guys are like drinking beer while having dinner.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, and that's why you would like to open it. Just saying it makes sense.
Yeah.
I open the club at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. People come early, then they leave at midnight.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. But Singaporeans just don't work that way.
No, they just work.
Okay, let's patent this idea, okay? Whoever want to use this idea, just give us 10%. Yeah, but fuck, man, this is a fucking good idea. So it's like, it's suited for people like us, that we are creatives and then we work at night. So that we can DJ finish, we can go back and still produce music and stuff, and we can be productive citizens the next day still, Really, and some more it's like, it also kind of like gives business to the after party people also. So some clubs can just focus on after party.
But the industry in Singapore is quite saturated. Not talk about nightlife alone.
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about cocktail bars. Talk
Yeah.
about restaurants. Talk about normal bars even. Like, yeah, you all know that I work for Harry's now.
Yes.
Staple after office.
What time close? Midnight?
Midnight, all that.
Yeah.
But Staple is after office drinks and stuff like that.
Yep.
And there's already competition in that element.
Yep.
Let alone the cocktail bars.
Yep.
Let alone the clubs.
Plus less population.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was talking to Luke outside. There's now like the cake is this size. It can never grow. But there are more knives cutting the cake now.
Red Sea
So how do you
strategy.
fight? How do you fight which? You want more? You obviously want more slice, right? Bigger slice, right? But there's so much competition.
Yeah.
And
correct.
no offense to any other nightlife purveyors and everything. End of the day, right now, it's still Marquee and Zouk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody know lah. Come on.
Like before,
Yeah.
before Marquee came, it was Zouk and Bang Bang.
Yes, correct.
And we worked closely together. I was discussing and chit-chatting with Wayne all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff. Hey, how can we improve this? How can we improve that?
Yeah.
And how do you partner up and so that both of us get better.
Correct.
But then you have a brand coming in with such a big space, with such a good knowledge of running nightlife business, which is the Tao Group.
They're experts in Vegas, man.
No, not in Vegas, New York, and everything.
Yeah.
I met them before personally and stuff like that. And you spending 5 minutes, 10 minutes a conversation is already such an eye opener.
Yeah, some people are like that, right?
Yeah, and coming in, I knew they were going to shake it up, and they really, really did. And they killed it. Until now they're still killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So and you talk about the service, the relationships that they establish, the vibe, the way people dress when they go to Marquee is really like, I'm going to Marquee, okay, I better.
Yeah.
What expensive sneaker I'm going to buy, wear, what nice shirt.
You
Even though it's a t-shirt, Yeah, better wear expensive t-shirt.
The location really plays a psychological
You want
factor.
to look the look, but
Yeah.
it's good because it complements the entire space.
So what about smaller clubs? Would your plan to not clash programming with the big clubs?
You should not even compete.
But how do you know their lineup beforehand?
No, you should, but the reality, you shouldn't even, not say care. Your place, the only person that you're in competition with is your place. You don't try, it's like Division 3 soccer team saying, I'm going to beat Division 1 soccer team.
No, but more of like, for example, I have a B-list techno act, and then Marquee gonna book an A-list techno act. Should I just change my date so that I don't like clash?
Fair enough.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
in that context is yes.
Yeah. But how do you know in advance? You must have a personal relationship with the guy, right?
I guess so lah.
Yeah.
I guess
You need to have an insider, man.
Yeah. If not very
But I
bad,
think
everybody
it can
dies.
be,
Yeah.
I think it can be pretty open conversation.
Right.
I think it can be. Because if you're B-list, it's not going to make a dent into the A-list. But the A-list is going
Gotta
to
make a dent. Destroy, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then again is a B-list might attract a different also. That's the thing.
A more niche audience.
That's the thing about the music nowadays. You know, I think because of COVID and people have more time, and of course things like Spotify
TikTok.
and TikTok have opened the doors to a lot of people to listen to new music.
I remember at the time we were trying to do a techno night. Then we're like, okay, let's plan this date. Then suddenly Marquee released Will Sparks. We're like, fuck it, let's just go Marquee. We just go party instead. No, we don't do our night already. Yeah, it's like, big fish lah. That's the advantage lah. But of course they spend more money. They high risk, high reward lah.
But the reality is this also. You can bring 4 B-lists a month of that genre.
Oh fuck, I didn't see it that way.
They will bring they will bring a lot of A-lists lah.
So you want kena?
For all different genres lah.
Yeah.
But you want to establish your brand as the go-to brand that
For this sound.
these guys know the shit. They bring this guy. Well, I can't believe people know this guy and stuff like that.
Canvas Home Club was like that though. They bring somebody, right? Then 1 year later they become famous. And it has been consistent.
True.
Yeah.
Interesting story. When I was working at Mink and we did a party with a brand, a series of parties with a brand, and they had to the DJ or performer had to have a live element.
Who's your trance one?
No, just EDM.
EDM, okay. Understand. Probably one of them Bala or something.
We brought in Timmy Trumpet
Oh, back then?
back then,
Back
2000,
then?
Yeah.
2011 or 12.
Before he was big, then he played Bang Bang.
Before he was big. No, Mink.
Minka.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know?
Whoa,
Yeah.
he came here already.
Yeah, man, before. This was way before now
Tomorrowland debut.
Now he's Tomorrowland main stage lah. you know.
Yeah.
Was he wearing the hat already?
Yes, he was, and the trumpet and everything. I think last time he was playing the trumpet live with Levels. Yeah, this was before I think he started even producing. Yeah. But yeah, it's stick to the lane, and it's tricky lah. But
Very.
sometimes before you bring in these big acts, it's building the brand first.
But building the brands wise, right? As you know, Fyre Festival is actually selling tickets again. So the thing is, I didn't.
Hey, they pre-sale sold out stage 2 already, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Pre-sale, early bird, pre-sale sold out, bro.
Yeah. So you see, that's why they built a super huge brand, but they didn't deliver.
But they still
the
can
first
sell
one.
out again.
Then now they're doing it again. Well, that's
Wait. Before that, they say it's sell out, right?
well,
They
yeah.
announce lah.
Maybe it's
But they
just
say it's sell out, right?
Yalah.
maybe it's just propaganda lah.
Maybe. Sales tactic.
Sales tactic.
I can do a DJ gig and only put 10 tickets online, what? I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
But you need to do this to create the cloud one, create the hype one. Create a FOMO one.
Yeah, so the thing is, you see,
Even though they say they sold out, I'm not trying to say that they're lying or not lah.
no, but it's very common, everybody say that, pre-sale sold out, early sales sold out, right? But how many % of this is actually
It's
true?
there is a marketing procedure.
Yeah.
Okay, this price, we allocate this amount of tickets.
Yeah.
Then if the response is very big, then you plan lah. Then it really, okay, what's the next step? You must plan all this already.
Yeah, I'm not saying ultra, but I'm saying other collective, right?
In general,
other
pre-sale tickets
collective.
for even a normal gig at a pop-up or anything.
But do you announce sellout even if it's not sellout?
Depends on what is the direction the marketing direction of it, the sales part of the thing. It depends on the trend.
Right. I thought it was
Let's
quite
say you
unethical.
let's say
though.
the capacity is 500.
Yes.
Okay, early bird 80 to 100 at a very cheap price.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
To capture at least 100 people first.
Yes.
Right? But it also depends what is your plan. You know, there is a certain sweet spot where you know this one must sell the most
Correct.
at this price.
Usually it's
Or
pre-sale.
This one need to make the most money kind of thing.
Correct.
Pre-sale is maybe break even kind of thing. So it all depends on the organizer. Of course, if you're very confident in your brand and you just fix it at the full price and you're sold out already.
Taylor Swift ticket lor.
Yeah.
No, like let's say you do let's say one day you guys bring in a
Like Skrillex or something.
No, not Skrillex, like just in general something that you know that will create hype and people will buy tickets. And you want to say, let's say your break-even point is $40
Per ticket.
per ticket, right? And let's say your capacity is 200, right? Sold out, then you already know I have 200 people coming to the club already. You can focus on the other parts of the things also.
Table booking, VIP.
It
Yep.
really depends on how you guys work out the numbers and how it makes sense.
Yep.
You know, but it's a not procedure, like it's a
Quick maths.
yeah. it's a kind of thing that you must always monitor.
Yeah, correct.
Like Tomorrowland, November, then you register your interest, something like that. Then tickets go online February or January. But because it's Tomorrowland, everybody open a laptop.
2 seconds.
Everybody went already.
Yeah.
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 Because it's the hype. Miami, I think Miami announced already. I think sold out already for next year. This is March.
And they got the installment plan now. Hey, fuck, so many festivals in Singapore, right? Do installment plan ah.
Have
Yeah,
what?
true.
Singapore got installment plan meh?
Last time I think Zuka pre-COVID had.
Okay.
They should do student
Zuka, you all
price
should
also.
do installment plan.
Yeah, they should do student price also, bro.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So at least, you know,
Yeah, so that we can go to all the festivals.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it depends on what you want to do.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, but to answer your question, it's very tricky for clubs in Singapore to open 7 days a week.
Yeah. True.
Or even open earlier.
But what about branding and musical direction? Is it something that the club is the one that deciding it, or the act that deciding it, or?
Wow.
Because I can see that there's a lot of venues here that's actually like some of them was it losing money and everything, but they don't dare to get a new act or whatever.
There's a
They're safe.
there's a very fine line between brand awareness of the venue and making money from that artist.
Okay, let's talk about the first
Okay,
one.
so-
Brand awareness of the venue.
You want to establish yourself and say, well, this club brings,
Is that a premium techno outlet?
yeah, or this
Something
club
like that.
brings this person, or this club brings this person, or they really take their music seriously. But that does not mean you're making money from that artist. But you're creating the hype.
You earn marketing dollars lah.
Yeah, you're creating the brand awareness, you're creating the whole thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So in that sense, you have to decide now. When I was general manager at Bang Bang, my bosses every once a year will bring in a rap artist.
Okay, yeah.
So the years
Except
that-
Ferg or something, right?
No, not for the years I was there. It was Soulja Boy, Ja Rule, and then the last one was Sean Kingston.
What the fuck? I don't remember Sean Kingston. Holy shit.
You know, obviously this comes with a price tag,
Wow, huge,
right?
bro.
But I'm not. I wasn't really privy to the
Costing
the
part.
cost, but it was really good shows, and it was a timing where it was maybe a 9:30, 10 o'clock to 11:30 showcase, and then
Then
the
go
club
into club.
carries on.
Never interrupt usual programming.
Yeah. Soulja Boy was really good. Ja Rule was really throwback. And just as a disclaimer, this is before the Fyre Festival documentary came out. You know, this is before. He came and he killed it lah.
Yep.
You know, and it's all nostalgia. Hearing your favorite songs, and you know, even from a hip hop guy, your favorite songs being performed in like.
Clap that.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
Clap that.
confirm in your mind. It's like it's the same as the CD.
Yeah, and he looked amazing. You know, and Sean Kingston, because of his the virility of
All his songs.
Somebody Called 911 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Was still good. You know, but whether that made money is another different story.
But it looks good on the club though.
I remember when I was working very closely with Andrew with AOS, and he told me to bring in. He proposed to bring in Henry Fong,
Okay.
and then I did my research. And when me as a general manager, I need to propose to my bosses to approve the budget to bring in Henry Fong lah.
Yes.
But I did my research, and I had to do a whole proposal. This is the artist.
crazy,
Here
huh?
his YouTube video. Here's his Instagram following. Here is some of the music. Then you link all the Spotify and YouTube and everything, and then
Why will it pop?
and then you do the math and say, oh, this is how much you can sell tables or the tickets and everything. Because it has to be, it has to make sense. And then submit to my boss. My boss say, okay, we probably call this specific alcohol brand that we work with to sponsor the X amount and stuff like that to make sense.
Cover the cost a bit.
And then we do it.
Yeah.
And then people were impressed that we brought in somebody like Henry Fong.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
I remember that time we want to get like fucking anger fees or something, and then 300 BPM, 200 BPM songs don't really make sense, right? And then my partnership guy was like, how much money you need? I like, maybe like 10, 12K. Then they got it for us. Oh yeah, let's go, let's get anger fees, man. Then it fucking worked, and it became one of the highest KPI nights.
So that's usually the thing for a place like when you're working for Zouk and everything. The cost can be supported by
Alcohol brand, partner.
a alcohol brand, a bank, a retail brand, or anything, because the whatever brand wants to be associated with music and entertainment and everything, you know, and see like bottles and bottles of whatever brand on the tables, and then during the night there's a promotion for these bottles and stuff like that, and it's a volume thing also.
Yeah, correct.
So it's marketing dollar being used.
So kind of like the club is the one that decide on how they want to be branded by hiring the types of acts lah.
Yeah, but to answer that also, it all depends on what is the mechanics of the club, meaning the management.
Or how open.
Is there in the management level, is there a person that is in charge of entertainment? Or is it there's nobody and we just based on experience through the general manager or through the marketing and everything, hey, we should do this, we should do this, we should do this and do that. It all depends.
And there really is no one size fit all.
There's no perfect formula.
One club can be mixed, one club can be just one genre.
Yeah, but it's very tricky now because sometimes certain genres don't
Pop off.
make money.
Yep. Correct. Like bass music.
That's why a lot of places are not really like open to a lot more new stuff.
That's why pop-up works more.
Yeah.
Because the level of investment from the organizer, he or she is not dealing with rental
Yes.
and stuff like
Yes
that.
lah, but one day only lah.
But you're not paying rental. But imagine if you're collaborating with the venue,
Wow, recurring cost yeah.
but the venue might need to say, okay, this is a cool thing you do on a Sunday night or whatever. Let's work it out. Let's try it out and test and do post-mortem and then see whether it works and stuff like that.
Yes.
So pop-ups and also are very interesting. For example, like if this pop-up, like let's say it's tech house or drum and bass or whatever, just for conversation's sake.
Yes.
But every time they do once a month. But every month it's a different venue. It's cool, right?
I mean like kind of like us lah, you know.
Yeah, but it's cool because you end up giving people a certain different vibe.
Yep.
Every different space.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's also the proof of concept. When you're doing that, then it really works and really rocking, right? Then you can really think, hey, okay, maybe from once a month become twice a month. Or maybe from once a month, then every 6 months, we go and see whether to bring a bigger DJ and we invest more money.
Yeah, like it's exactly what Steve said. Steve from Monster Cat, proof of concept. If you can work in overseas, right, every other country, and then you come back to Singapore, right, you already got proof of concept. Then that's where Singaporeans accept you, like wow, like JJ Lin, you know, he's a Singaporean. But Singapore didn't support JJ Lin when he first started. Taiwan did, you know. And then when he made it in Taiwan, everybody, oh my god, we love JJ Lin. Yeah. So, okay, up to the next random question. Will you open a Siam Tiew? Fuck lah, okay lah. This has been a recurring theme, okay, since like Andrew T episode 1. We every day talk about Siam Tiew lah. I think honestly we talk so much about them, right? We should invite them.
In reality, I wouldn't even call that. I wouldn't even call that those places that open Siam tunes actually nowadays.
Yeah.
Not true blues
In
and
the, in
tunes.
the business, in the industry now, when we really talk about it, we actually call them, or to the people I talk to, we actually call them hybrids.
Hybrids.
Yeah, they try to be, right?
You know, because not every. It is a 7-day-a-week club.
Yes. One of the rarities in Singapore,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
They don't look, now hybrids don't look like the Thai clubs that I used to go to last time.
Dude, they are so fucking furnished. They look so fucking new age.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
look like, they look like a normal club.
You can see.
No, actually
screens
better,
on,
I feel.
Yeah. And
on the ceiling and everything.
And I mean, in terms of the working girls part, I don't know. I am no position to say that it's right or wrong, but
Is it illegal? Maybe they got their permit or whatever
I
lah.
don't know, man.
Yeah.
I really don't know that part of it lah. But some of these places don't have it.
The permit,
No, as in
the girls.
Yeah.
Oh, but they still open 7 days a week lah.
yeah, but there was also about price point. Right?
What's the difference?
It's cheaper right? in these places. I mean, not cheap,
But still got their minimum spend and shit lah.
yeah, but it caters to people who still work very hard. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have fixed timings. Like for example, like okay, I'm office. I'm a 10 to 6, 10 to 7 timing. This fixed for me. But there's some people like when they do jobs or they can work from home or they can have appointments at any timing and any day. Those have a more looser schedule. They also still need to go out. Right? They also need to entertain clients and stuff like that. You're looking at people like maybe doing I don't know, property or insurance or things are not fixed timings. You know,
Shift work kind of people.
yeah. So there's still a market there lah. But to answer your question, I don't think I will lah. Open.
Not your vibe ah.
I wouldn't say it's not my vibe. Don't get me wrong. When I was working in Nightlife and I work Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at the club that I'm working, I'm technically working. I'm not really enjoying myself. Although it seems that I'm enjoying myself. But it's a work thing.
Yes, correct.
So, randomly on a Sunday, Monday, I will actually end up going to these places to unwind with my friends.
Because once your club ends,
to really be
yourself lah.
yeah, it's like the same thing when I go on leave last time. I used to make sure I tie it up with that I'm going to a music festival.
Right.
My last trip was 2019 June, and it was to Ultra Korea.
Is that your way to unwind? Or
Yeah, because I still like the music, I still like festivals, I still like clubbing. But when I'm at work, I'm working. I'm not really letting loose. When I go to other country for music festival, this is where I enjoy myself lah.
Right. So the bar and club structure is more your kind of work business kind of model. But then to unwind, you like the Siam Tunes, 6 a.m.
I mean
after
not
party.
like, but it isn't. I can go out and do that lah. But that was
Yeah,
last time lah. Now you ask me to go, I am.
Now go anytime fitness, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I mean, in reality, the 15, 16 years of working in the club scene will take its toll.
Yeah, correct. And like that's
The coincidence of me working at places that had license to 6 a.m.
yeah, always
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
6
every GM right work at club right that end at 4 right. He's the only one that always work at club that end at 6. Then we always go after party. You find him.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, you know, like you said, 19 years in the scene, right? How did you get in the scene?
Well, I mean, well, I did study diploma in hospitality management. So I already knew where I was going to be, which is just F&B and hospitality lah. My first job was actually at Chuckie at TCC, which is a cafe. And this was the time Ministry of Sound just opened, which is where now Zouk is lah. So we were the only cafe in Chuckie. So every meeting that all the bosses of
And it's just 5 meters away.
Ministry of Sound
fucking near.
was at
TCC.
TCC. And so at that time, my first mentor, which I met, he said, hey, you go and talk to them. Go and take care of them. You know, if you need to compliment them the whole round of coffee, go ahead. You can just sign for it kind of thing. Right? So I did that lah. Took care of them and everything. And then next thing you know, long story short, I was there for about 3 years with TCC, and then somebody from Live Brands came to me and said, "Are you interested?"
God
Join
damn.
So I went for interview and everything, and then the opportunity I had was to become assistant outlet manager at Cafe Del Mar,
Holy shit.
which is at Sentosa, which is now Rumors. Yeah. So joined them, and this was that time. That was the only proper beach club in Sentosa. They were bringing big DJs all like Pete Tong and all lah. So then, I think my bosses at that time noticed that I had a knack of hosting guests, taking care of VIPs and stuff. So they allocated me the area that was specifically for VIPs.
Yep.
Basically, the area had 3 big tables and then a small jacuzzi lah. And this one is you must book and spend money and whatever to book lah. So then I think that's when I realized that one of my strengths was the whole hosting.
People relations.
Yeah, correct. Then after that, I joined my second mentor in the industry, which is now actually my boss at Harry's, Nathan, and Mimolet. And Mimolet was this very chill cafe restaurant thing, but nighttime we converted to the club, and this is all the way inside Eng Neo Avenue, in the middle of the jungle kind. And it was very more exclusive kind of party and things like that. So that was. But I was always doing operations. Then I told my mentor at that time, I said I wanted to look at and learn other elements of the business. So I became marketing and events. So marketing means, the whole talking to suppliers, and then events wise, and then at the club I was managing the door lah. Then the same company opened Kinky restaurant at Custom's house. So I ended up being in charge of the Kinky rooftop. Which we did a lot of hip hop parties and stuff like that. And then Massive Collective
Yes.
took over Stereo Lab, Stereo Lounge at Pan Pacific Hotel. And that's when I joined Ming and Roy Room. And I think that's where I was PR and events. And I think that's where I really stepped into nightlife lah. But I also still had operational background. So I was really, in reality, like jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I knew certain elements of the job which allowed me to be more diversified lah. So same, take care of VIPs, take care of this, take care of artists, take care of everything lah. That was until 2013.
Right.
Then I joined Bacchanalia, which did a lot of brunch parties. Did Belvedere Music Lounge at the W Hotel and all. And then the same company got the franchise rights for Ultra lah. So we did Ultra. Then after Ultra was 2016. Then I went back to Pan Pacific Hotel and was the operation manager for Bang Bang and Match at the time. Then Match was going through a refurbishment to change to Lulu's. Fortunately, I did a pretty good job there, and so they created the position of general manager. For Bang Bang Lulu's. That was another 3.5 years. Then COVID. Then after COVID, during COVID, the one group found out that I was available to work. Then I joined them at River House to manage the restaurants and the bars there lah. Then the market started opening up and everything, and then this opportunity to help open LUXE, which is the same, go back to Panpac, happened. Did that. Was really an eye-opener and a baptism of fire because it was very tricky to manage. Not because of the venue, but more for the external forces and everything that were happening, the market forces. The COVID kind of ended.
Yep.
And clubs could open to whatever time they want and things like that. And then unfortunately, on a personal level, my dad fell ill. So I decided to stop that. And took a break for a while to settle whatever. And then in January this year, I joined Harry's lah. So Harry's, I'm the senior manager for entertainment and events. So F1, Chuckie Fountain, during F1, Harry's is doing the bar and things like that. Yeah. And entertainment-wise is like the live bands and everything at the respective venues lah. So it's taking a step back and kind of taking a break from the nightlife because it is tiring lah.
Yes. And kind of like taxing on the body. But looking at your whole entire spectrum, right, of your career, right, everybody can be like, oh, Ultra Music Festival or whatever, right, it's like the highlights, right? Then it's like, but you didn't even start out like thinking of, going in that direction. You just like to hang out with people. And then from there, it just brings you to various different points.
I think in reality, in hospitality, and this is coming from an operational thing,
Yes.
or even from a DJ thing, you have to like what you do. And you have to enjoy it, and you have to, in some way, quantify it. A lot of people think it's tiring as shit. Don't get me wrong, it's tiring as shit. But you tend to try to look at the end goal, the end game, like where you want to be and where you reach, kind of thing. And you still need to have that passion because you are serving people.
Correct.
Yeah, like when you do a festival, I was saying this now, the joy that you get of seeing one random person having the time of his or her life at the music festival that you organize, right, is priceless. Having somebody come and thank you, thank you so much for organizing this. So I finally get to hear so and so perform live and everything. It's priceless. And it's just a further recognition, like, okay, this is why I do it. But it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. In F&B or hospitality, it's always climbing, doing better, learning more. I don't think I am super the best in the industry. I always think there's always a lot of things to learn, and the industry changes. I think nightlife has changed the most after COVID.
Yes.
Actually, I think you squeeze out all your creativity and everything just to...
I mean, there is an expiry date for individuals like myself, but it all depends when you want to expire. Not expire as in like you don't want to do anymore, but you still stay in the industry, but you try to do something else. Because it is tiring. You're clocking, like Bang Bang Lulu's time, you're clocking something 18-hour days. Because as a general manager, you have to be at the office to talk to your HR, to talk to your finance, to do all the paperwork and stuff like that. Then on the ground, you have to be there. The club closes at 6 a.m. You make sure your other managers sort everything in terms of reports and stuff, and you end up going home at 8 a.m.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing, that's the reality of the business.
Most of your jobs are in Singapore, but do you have anything that you feel like maybe you can achieve overseas, or like do you have a dream job that you are thinking of looking at?
I don't know whether I have a dream job at the moment, but regarding overseas, it's always going to be tricky. Because the market is so different in other countries too. Not saying that I won't be able to adapt.
Yep.
Or I can't do it.
Yep.
But if you asked me 10 years ago when I was maybe 34 or 33, if the opportunity came, I would definitely consider it. Because you need to have that energy and stuff like that. You need to be critical to yourself and say, can I really take on this role? And stuff. It all depends on the role. It all really depends on the role, and I mean, you don't know where your career will take you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You never know when some company notice you, or you met somebody through networking and everything and say, hey, I got this place in so and so, or this place in Bali, can you come and consult, or this place in this country, you're gonna consult, and based on your experience, and stuff like that. You never know. But you talk about dream job, is obviously my aspirations is I have a certain timeline in my head where there will be a time where I will open my own bar, own restaurant. I wouldn't say club, but probably a bar that can still party or so and that is the goal Not now, because the industry is still very volatile. I think it's still very saturated and stuff. But when the time comes, then my dream is obviously to open my own place and then
here in Singapore.
Set up your own 10:30
who
dinners.
knows?
Set up your own 10:30 p.m. dinners. Dinner at 10:30 with shots.
I mean, but we'll see. You never know. You never know where it will take you. But we have to see. And like I said, this industry changes every day.
I feel like you're quite a wanderer, like the person that's quite you know, just anything goes. You know, until now, you know, like your for example, for me, right? Same thing. Like where the opportunity comes, I just go with the flow.
Yeah,
Like-
because yes, you can try to force it, you can try to push it through, but for me is also trying to be. I'm a very optimistic person, but I'm also a very realist, also kind of thing. You need to really reality check lah. You need to really know your abilities and you need to know your capacity and stuff like that lah. But yeah, the end goal for me, if you really talk about dream job, is I will want to open my own place lah. Whether it's a bar that closes at 1 a.m. or a bar that closes at 3 a.m. or stuff like that, or I want to be an owner of something sooner or later lah. And whether I have the capacity to do it now, which I think I have, but in reality, in also you think about it, maybe I still a little bit more to learn.
Yes. And the market also, the timing also.
Correct. So
Yep.
sometimes you don't rush things, but like you say, if the opportunity comes next month and somebody comes to me and say, Jeremy, you got this, I will think about it.
Yep.
You know, but I won't impulsively.
Open lah.
Yeah.
Okay, how about we just talk about something a little bit more lighthearted before we conclude this? Like, do you have any like crazy DJ stories that, you know, you're handling so many international guests, right? Maybe you can give us like a couple, just to like entertain the audience a bit.
One of my favorite DJs is, until now, is Skrillex.
Yep. Everybody says that.
Yeah.
Even Earl also.
Yeah, his variety and his sets is every genre lah.
Yeah.
But he makes it his own lah.
Yes, correct. He makes it his own. Correct.
So when I was working for Ultra and doing Road to Ultra, Skrillex was our headliner lah. So I think it was a Saturday, I can't remember.
Yep.
And working late already, making sure everything's set up on the Friday night, sound checks and everything, and ready for Saturday. I woke up, I think on Saturday morning with a text from my friend. For the life of me, I can't remember his name, but he is a SIA pilot. And then he texted me and said, hey Jeremy, I know you organising Ultra and everything. Anyway, Skrillex left his headphones in his first class seat. Then I'm like, oh, okay. Then I asked, how can I get it back? But then he informed me like, by right, he called SIA,
Lost and found, blah, blah, blah.
blah, 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 and the passenger must be the one to collect it.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, I need to work it out. In my view, obviously, you want to take care of your artist, right? He's performing for you. So I called SIA and I asked, can you help us? Then they still say, because rules are rules, I understand. Oh no, the passenger itself need to come and collect. Then I put down the phone and I was thinking, how do we get this done?
Yep.
And I don't want to go into too much details,
Yes.
but I ended up convincing SIA to send the headphones.
Not saying that their lost and found policy is bad.
Yeah, but they did really do a solid and send the headphones to MBS. Because they're staying in Marina Bay Sands, to MBS concierge and then the concierge called me to collect it. So for me, it's like, wow,
Sui lah.
can really score points. Because I think I can't remember what brand it was. Probably Beats by Dre, I think.
Or Sennheiser. Yeah, that time Beats by Dre, now probably Sennheiser.
Yeah, and he had Skrillex and everything and his logo and all lah. So then I didn't get to meet Skrillex at the time. I met Skrillex a few years later in EDC. But
You pass him the headphones at EDC.
no. I passed the headphones to the manager.
Okay.
And I explained the whole story, which
Yeah.
I feel quite interesting. Like, how the hell can my friend who was flying the plane from don't know where and Skrillex is
Coincidence.
a passenger. So I told the whole story and I think the manager was quite entertained by it. And like, wow, that's really cool. But then it was her final sentence that really hit me. And she said, oh, thanks so much for this. But we always have 4 or 5 spare in the luggage.
Oh, fuck, bro!
And I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Crazy, not really. But I think it's more like you find it surreal that these kind of things happen. Like, I had the I had a wonderful opportunity to go to Stereosonic in Sydney, I think probably 2000, I want to say 14 or 15.
Yep.
And this was together with it's the same time as Marquee Sydney kind of thing. So I had the opportunity to have dinner with Tiesto and Cedric Gervais all together and stuff like that lah. And then not really having a lot of conversations, but just being in the room lah with them. Then Tiesto stood up and said, okay, I got to go prepare for my set. And then coincidentally he stood behind me and said, hey, any requests? So I like, okay lah, just try lah. So I said, can you play Little Industry? Which for me, it's still up there as one of the top.
Tiesto
OG
tracks.
track lah. OG track lah, right? And true enough, he played it lah. At Marquee Sydney lah. Yeah. And yeah, I think the stories is more like, I can't believe I'm standing next to this person.
Yeah, when you're in their presence, it's
I
like,
can't
holy
believe-
shit.
Okay, there's one story. This one, okay lah. This one is going to be quite
I
funny.
feel quite violent, this one coming up.
No, not violent.
Like,
Funny,
coming up,
quite funny. So, I'm very good friends with Quintino. So, since Bing Times, then I bumped into him at Ultra Korea and everything. And last time I was my face was a little bit rounded and I was a little bit chubbier lah. So I always, and last time, branding wise, I think you know, it was either Bang Bang Cap or when I work for Ultra, it's always
Ultra Cap.
Ultra Cap.
Yeah.
So Quintino looked at me and said, hey, you look really like DJ Chuckie. I'll show you all the photo after this. Then he said like, can I take a photo of you? I said, sure. And
Yeah.
Chuckie is of course from Amsterdam also.
Yep.
Quintino also. Send the photo to Chuckie and Chuckie sent back his selfie and everything. Then we followed on to the after party of Ultra Korea. And Quintino, he's a damn nice guy and very funny guy also. He kept introducing me to other people
That's
as
DJ Chuckie. This one.
no, not this one. I'll show you later.
Okay, yeah, I think a bit too
Show you
violent.
later. The story carries on. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
it was very funny lah. Then fast forward to where was I? Fast forward to EDC,
Yes.
Vegas, and I was there and everything. And then that was the first day festival. Then day 2 we were at Marquee Day Club partying. This is before we go to EDC. Because EDC is until 4-5 a.m. right? So we don't go so early. We go by 9 plus. So it's like 2-3 o'clock at Marquee Day Club, which is amazing venue. Then one guy came to me and said, "Are you the guy that is telling? Are you the guy that people think is Chuckie, and they're telling me that Chuckie is in town?" And then I said, "I don't know. Yeah, there's so many people that said they saw Chuckie at EDC and everything and stuff like that." I said, "Oh, I guess so," because he was his I would say manager in Vegas kind of thing. Yeah, and then also in Omnia. Is it Omnia? Omnia, right, in Vegas? Yeah, Omnia in Vegas also, the security came and talked to me and said, "You know, we all thought you were Chuckie because he's a resident, but we find it so weird that you didn't come and say hello to all of us. But then we realized that when you're standing up, then you're not Chuckie because apparently I'm taller than Chuckie." Yeah. So then the story carried on and rolled on to Ultra Miami next year.
What the fuck?
And at Ultra Miami, we were partying and with all some other artists are there and stuff like that. That's the day I get to meet Busta Rhymes. And Chuckie was there. And me and him look at each other and then he like, "Are you the one that did?" Then they like, then I say, "Yeah, I think so." And then we started talking and everything. We took a selfie together. And I will show you all the photo later that you all want to share. Also, you can share. With
You can like put it
later. But then we started talking and started hanging out lah and talking. And fast forward again to Bang Bang 2017 probably
Yes.
or 18. Chuckie was DJing at Baruch.
Oh.
And the rooftop at Swiss Hotel or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he remembered me that I'm in Singapore. And he told, he told somebody that was his artist manager that he wants to go to Bang Bang to see me.
What the fuck?
And he came to Bang Bang to see me. And we all started hanging out again.
What the hell, yeah?
So if I can see the similarities. Like, Insane, right? There was
Dude,
Chuckie, Chuckie is also Dutch Filipino, if I'm not wrong.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm not wrong.
Dude, if like people from different cities are already saying the same thing, there is similarities.
Bro, it's almost like a few years later or something.
Yeah.
What the heck, yeah?
So it was. I think if you want to talk about the craziest, yeah. So then the last time we saw each other was he came to Bang Bang.
And somehow you all like to wear the baseball cap or both of you.
Yeah.
And then game over
He
already.
came
lah.
with somebody else also. I can't. He came with Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine,
Let the bass kick.
I don't know. I can't remember. He came with a few people. Yeah, but I think the thing you talk about artists is sometimes it's really crazy who you meet in the clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bang Bang, all of a sudden I was outside coincidentally and I saw Omarion walking in with his manager. The local manager, like local artist liaison. Apparently he was performing at a private event.
Yep.
And then he wanted to come in. He said, of course you can come in.
Correct, but then a club made a similar mistake, right? A similar scenario, but a club made a mistake with Pharrell. They're like, who's this guy? Then they rejected him. Holy shit. I bet you know what the club it is.
I don't know, I really don't know. Okay, never mind.
The club that shall not be named.
Okay.
Yeah, no longer exists, but by the way, so they rejected Pharrell. And then next day, right, the manager found out about it, like fired the door staff. Don't even know who the fuck Pharrell is. Yeah,
you need
but
to
that's
train
like
your staff,
Yeah,
man.
you need to train your staff. But then again, there's just too many stars already. Do you know that recently there's like an Indian DJ or artist, right, that broke the number of monthly Spotify plays, win Taylor Swift. So this guy is also a celebrity, but I bet 99% of Singaporeans don't know this guy.
But
you know?
I mean, like if they reject like a TikTok star, okay lah. But I mean, like if it's
Oh shit!
if it's like you know,
when you talk about F1, you never know who's
Who's gonna pop up?
Who's
You know?
gonna pop up?
Why that house? Yeah.
I've hosted briefly soccer players like Marcel Desai and Wes Brown, and people just randomly show up. And
Wow, you
Last
really
year-
know your shit.
Last year at LUXE, Fernando Alonso just walked up,
what?
and then he asked me if he wants to come in. And I said, I don't think it's a good idea, Fernando. Then like, really, too many people? Say, yeah, too many people. But LUXE had some private rooms. And I said, but how many of you guys? I just brought them to the private room and let them have their own drinks. Because he was staying at Pan Pacific.
Downstairs only, right?
Yeah, so that's wholesome. But that's the thing. So you go back to the whole positioning. Like, I'm not going to take up my phone. And
Yeah, and take selfie with him all.
because you want to protect their privacy also.
Yes.
So just let them have fun, and then they thanked me, and then they left lah. But in my view, I just had drinks. Was it Jager bombs? Yeah, Jager bombs with
Fernando Alonso.
Remember that time when you, I don't know, was it your idea or Emma's? Maybe Emma's Hewitt idea.
Soundcheck.
To sound check and take photo.
Yeah.
Then me, you, and Emma Hewitt take photo, right? Bro, you know what happened? After the sound check end, 20 minutes later, 3 fans outside Bang Bang, bro.
Wow, that was quick, man.
That was damn quick.
Outside LUXE.
Outside LUXE, that was damn quick. Yeah. They are like not very intrusive, but the speed at which they came, and then Emma Hewitt is like, of course, a superstar of her, right?
Super accommodative.
Yeah.
Super friendly.
But
super
beyond
nice.
that, can you imagine like the F1 people or the soccer players, right? You take one selfie, right? Game over already, bro. One army, right, will show up outside the door, confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the same. Afrojack was winning at Zouk. I think on
Yeah.
the weekend, but he was in early, and then Wayne at the time texted me. This was Ming time, also many years ago. He said, say bro, Afrojack wants to go out. Can I bring him to Ming? Then I said sure, but very hard to manage, right? Because Afrojack is so tall. He's 1.9 something.
No, he's two.
right.
He's taller than
Yeah.
Tiesto.
Taller than the door,
Yeah.
bro.
So even though he's wearing hoodie, sunglasses, cap, and the hoodie is over,
But it's fucking obvious.
yeah. So it's quite tricky to manage, but we managed it lah. And he still went
How
to
did
party.
you? How did you like?
I mean, really secure an area and with security lah. That was the only way lah.
I have one friend, right, who has a funny Afrojack story. He was like in a smoking corner, right? Back then it was Zerka. Then like smoking. Suddenly one tall motherfucker come in, right? Then he's like, hey bro, you got a light? Then everybody looking at him like, what the fuck? Then suddenly he smoked halfway, then he's like, hey bro, you famous or something? Then he's like, I'm Afrojack, bitch. Oh shit! Then he's like, what the fuck? Yeah, that was the days, man, when
But
like,
you talk about it was the fan base of certain artists is quite mad lah. The fan base of certain artists is pretty insane lah. But that is what you hope, like how artists hope to inspire the future generation,
Correct.
which is how people in the nightlife industry try to show the younger generation that hey, this is actually quite a fun industry, but you still be truthful, it's tiring lah.
Yeah.
But it's quite a fun industry, and you can really make a career out of passion for music, for events,
Ops, PR.
Yeah.
It is a real industry, real people doing real work, man. And it's not non-essential.
Yeah. Looking back at it, right, from TCC all the way to now, right? Have any regrets?
No regrets.
I think on a personal level, you realize the amount of sacrifice you put into this career lah.
Right.
Sacrifices like
Family time.
relationships, as I wouldn't say toxic, but as tricky as this industry is, it can change you.
Yes.
Sometimes for the better or sometimes for the worse, and in reality that results in maybe friendships being lost or relationships being lost, and,
Understand.
you know, and things like that. To be honest, is this, you work on weekends, you know, you can't have a normal standard Monday to Friday office. Saturday, Sunday, chill out, can go out, can socialize, kind of thing. Your socializing becomes a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh no, Wednesday you start work already. You know, you're socializing. Your Sunday is close to gone because you just work Friday, Saturday to 6, 7 a.m. in the morning. Sunday is you need to recharge, and then Monday you
Whack again.
back again. So regrets wise is, I don't think it's a regret, but it's also accepting that you will end up not having successful relationships.
Hard, very hard.
Very hard.
You end up having some friendships that might be quite pretentious
Oh.
or superficial, because there will be
bro.
there will be certain people that only text you on Friday, Saturday lah.
Yeah.
You know, but that being said, I have a decent, really good group of friends who were my guests. They have become friends because the friendship extends more than just being in the club.
Yes.
For example, when I work at River House and I was doing restaurants and stuff like that, obviously I'm going to text some of my guests to say, hey, come and check out or come and see the restaurant that I'm working at now. And some majority of them did, and I'm very, very thankful and appreciative for these people lah.
Yep.
You know, because for lack of a better word, a lot of people hate this word, and I mean, I hate this word, is support.
Yeah. But okay what? Support okay what?
No, I don't like that word because it feels very,
Like pity like that.
not pity, but motive lah, there's an agenda lah.
It's
Hey bro,
support.
come to my club lah, support me lah.
It's like
You get what I mean?
Then, okay, rather than support, we say what?
I cannot find the word, man.
Like, cannot say patronage also what?
No, but you
Even
don't,
worse.
you don't want to sound like you asking them to come. Let me know if you're coming, lor, I guess.
it becomes your, you know, like as a friend, when you ask them to support you, it becomes your responsibility to, oh, I need to go, because, you know, like it's like you're being
It's the
forced,
famous thing that everybody talks about across the industry. Like, if you really want to come to the nights, especially pop-up nights or whatever, you really want to come and enjoy the night that I'm organizing, pay for the ticket lah.
Yeah.
Yesterday something happened. Yesterday I was like looking at some of my day one fans. They came to the base night that we organized. I said, hey, yeah, guest list is over here lah. Then he said, no, we never sign up for guest list. We pay for the ticket. Like 3 of them. Then I'm like shocked. Yeah. Hey, Chiba, I know you for like 12 years already. Yeah, we buy tickets one. We don't guest list one. Yeah, shout out to all the headbangers, man, the front row crew.
Yeah, but that's a reality.
Yeah. Same. I go doppelganger show, so I buy ticket. They're like, huh? Yeah.
I mean, jokes aside, and this one really doesn't mean that I am working in F1 racetrack for Harry's Bar that I got access to tickets.
Correct. It's different department, ma.
Doesn't mean that I work for Ultra. I have unlimited tickets to give out to.
Correct. Understand. Yeah.
But I don't blame them. I don't blame anybody that tries and asks for tickets or asks for guest lists. I don't blame them because
Singapore is an expensive city.
not only that, but it's the norm. I mean, I'm very grateful for the privilege that I get at certain venues because of how many years I worked in it. I'm very privileged, but I would never expect it that it's an entitlement.
Correct. Cannot get, never mind lah.
Correct. You know what I mean? I will never ever. But the reality is, you can't blame people who are not in the industry to think that it's the norm to ask for guest slaves or stuff like that and stuff like that. Because I wouldn't say that it's wrong. I wouldn't say that it's right lah. But
Correct.
that is where the reality of the business is.
Normal people versus understanding people. Like airline complimentary upgrades, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it happens. I also can be guilty about it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody will be guilty about it.
Yeah.
But it's also the manner that you come across lah.
Yes.
For example, if somebody I've been talking very frequently and they say, hey, you know, do you think you have a guest list or whatever? They say, oh, okay, let me see, I can arrange. It's not like the 1 year ago never talked at all.
Then suddenly come.
Hey bro, how are you?
Like, was that?
Hey, remember me or not?
You wanna chill and hang out?
And then again, by the way, I heard you're organizing this.
Yeah.
For me, I'd rather you come straight to the point.
Yeah.
Just tell me, hey bro, you organize this, you got any, then I'll tell you straight, yes, this,
No,
this.
yes or no, yeah.
Don't, big circle.
I kinda from,
Correct lah.
I kinda from insurance agents lah. This kind of thing.
You know, we always throw our small pop-up parties, right? Then nobody really want to come to our event. But the moment we were like, it's the ship main stage takeover, people were like, whoa, can you get me in or whatever? And then it's just like, it's standard lah. Nightlife
I
thing.
think it's very relative lah.
Yeah.
It's very relative. I mean, your fan base, you know, there's going to be your day ones, or they're going to be the one that really support you and stuff like that. And it's really good to recognize the support also.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a fine line of you're organizing the event. You're in charge of your P&L, if you want to
Right.
talk about it. You know, there's a fine balance. I don't know whether you guys know, but there's a usual practice that any festival, there's a certain percentage that is fixed that you can give free tickets.
Oh, yeah. It's part of marketing budget, right?
Yeah, but there's a certain level and you cannot,
Over.
because the numbers might not make sense if that percentage is more than what you establish. Because it can hurt the business. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all still a business. And
Yeah.
People need to still
Yeah.
earn. People need to pay people.
Yeah, so it's very tricky to understand which one. There's no black and white line. It's very grey lah. It's a very grey area lah. But end of the day, industry people will always take care of industry people, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful. Like, if anything, any event and anything, I still have the privilege or the opportunity to get free tickets or be on the guest list. You know, but if anybody offers me a guest, if I can't get a guest list, doesn't mean I'm going to text the person and say, oh, can I have 20?
Yeah.
You know? If
Just
me,
Yeah.
then it's just me.
Yeah.
And then I just show up and buy drinks and support and socialize and network.
And it's the best experience when you own self, each of you, right, find your own way there. And then we just meet up at the same place. Like, hey, we just happen to be at Zuka VIP 10. Then I just see this guy. Then I also like, you know.
I like it that way that, like people that you really want to support don't even need to ask like, hey, this guy going, then I go like that.
Just show up.
It's really just, the person just show up. That's the real one.
The
right
community is tight. The community is the kind that if I bump into him and let's say I never talked to him for years, can still catch up.
Yeah.
You know, because of the connection that we have in the industry, kind of thing. You know, as real as it gets, lah.
Yeah.
You know.
I recognize you do real work. You recognize I do real work. Okay, legit, solid.
And
you
the
know.
best thing is that, like the common things that you guys are, about, is basically where you met. Like whatever you're doing right now, that's the common thing already right there.
And the work,
yeah,
and
the work and everything.
the industry,
There's a
and
lot of
everything.
things that you can talk about. There's a lot of things that you can actually do with each other. It's not like, like you just met a random person at the club and like, so what do you do? Because, usually people that ask this kind of questions, like, what do you do? Is actually to judge or, no, sorry,
Give you how much respect they should give you.
Find out how much respect should he give you.
He's a psychologist, by the way. He told me this. I'm
No,
like,
not
what the fuck?
psychologist. Just graduate from psychology. Yes, but it's really
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, it's like, so what do you do? Oh, you're a painter or whatever. So the thing is like, I'm not gonna level you maybe more than maybe
doctor.
a doctor or
Right,
something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So I will talk to you in a certain way. So I know how to talk to you in a certain way. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so to sum this podcast up, right, what are your keys to success being in this industry for the past 19 years? It's not easy. Longevity is a success of its own. And to reach the point that you have reached, I think you are GM almost every other place.
Yeah, I mean for maybe
Yeah,
a decent amount of years.
correct. So how would you say, maybe like your top 5 tips for being successful in the nightlife industry or generally any industry?
I think I cannot apply it to other industries because other industries also require other skill sets.
Correct?
I think the end, I think for me is, although some people think that I am not, sometimes, maybe because sometimes I don't smile, but only when I smile, then people say, hey, actually, I looks like quite a nice guy.
You got the RBF,
Yeah. I think you need to be aware of what you have accomplished and you cannot not downplay it, but you also need to be humble. You know, you all talk about 18 years, 19 years, I do acknowledge that, but I'm also not going to be like, I'm the shit. I still have to, you still remember to be humble because this industry, right, there's no full stop, no. That means you don't learn, then there's a full stop, then that's it, no. It's always going to be a comma. So you must adapt to the new trends, to the new music and stuff. Your first taste of music when you were a DJ was not what you're doing now.
Definitely not.
See?
Yeah.
So you adapt and you want to get better and the kind of thing. It is also, this industry is also a sales industry.
Yes, how you convince people.
You need to be a salesman day in, day out. You need to be able to sell, whether if it's an event, selling your event to a venue.
Even a concept, like listen to my music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are selling something. So that salesmanship needs to be consistent in your language.
Even as a DJ, you just assume.
Yeah, that's why. You're selling the next transition, bro.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, a lot of people have learned or realized this, obviously, pre-pandemic.
Yes.
Which a lot of people got like, you start to realize a lot of things. You got more time to think.
Yes.
I think just be the best that you can be.
Yes.
I think always assess yourself and motivate yourself. If you notice now, TikTok, YouTube are full of all these motivational videos and motivational people and stuff like that. And you take from it. You need to motivate yourself to be the best that you can be in whatever industry. I mean, if you want to end up you want to work at F&B, you got to start somewhere. I, fortunately, because I graduated from Shatec, I ended up as management trainee. And then climb. I didn't start as a barista.
Right.
Or I didn't start as a bartender. Or a barback, washing glasses and then climb. I had the opportunity, which I'm thankful for, to start as management trainee, and then it was also manager. So you have to find the path You have to plan ahead I think right now a lot of people need to plan and say, okay, within these 2 years, I want to be here. Within these 2 years, I want to be here. For me as an example, I've never stayed in a company longer than 3.5 years or 4 years. Because you want to go to the next challenge, you want to go to the next obstacle. But that doesn't mean that you don't remember where you came from. Like, especially when I was younger, every 1 year in a certain company, I will ask my boss, okay, what's the next step? Is there a plan for me? Is there a new challenge for me to take on?
I think
So if they tell me, this, okay, I'll do this for another year. Then the second year comes and assess. Then if the bosses or management say, nothing at the moment, I say, then I will be honest with them and say, okay, I'm gonna go around and look. Then you go around and look, and then the offer comes. Then you still come to your guy, they still come to the company that hired you and believed in you. Say, I got offered. Your opportunity, give you the opportunity to counter. No counter, but there's no hard feelings. You don't burn the bridges that you actually built a long time ago. Some people are like that. I'm never going to work for the company again. Fuck it, I'm going to go and whatever.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you need them again.
Singapore's so small.
It's, for example, like when I first met my second mentor at Cafe Del Mar, and after he was working in Mimolet and Kinky restaurant and everything, And this was maybe 2010. 2011, before I went to Ming and Roy Room. This is 12 years ago, right? 12, 11 years ago, right? He is now my boss at Harry's. Because
damn.
I reached out again and say, I would like to work for this for Harry's again and discuss the opportunity and work. He knows the way I am. He knows my career path, what I've done so far, and how to apply it, and how can I apply it into the
ecosystem of Harry's. Yeah, understand.
So you never know when you need to go back to.
Yeah,
to wherever.
I found that very, very true. After working multiple years in the real world. Yeah. Be it any industry, you don't know who will become your boss. Who under you might become your boss again. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's my only advice lah. But it applies to life lah. Be the best you can be lah.
Cool. So, cool, man. Today we conclude this episode of Revelry Podcast with Jeremy Bala. We learned so much today. So stay tuned to the next episode.
Ciao.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks.